Good morning, everyone. This is Jamie Green from Let's Talk Destiny Talk Show. Today, I just wanted to very briefly uh, address something. I can't be with you on here too long, probably because we're in the middle of having some major um, maintenance work done here at the complex. So I don't know when they're going to bang on my door, but I wanted to say yesterday was the conclusion or of the month that we recognize as um, Mental Health Awareness Month, and so I wanted to. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm trying to get my phone straight. Um, I wanted to take the time to say that number one, um, mental health uh, a mental health journey is a lifetime journey. Your mental health is as important as your physical health. And so, just as you consistently have your annual checkups for your body, um, for your female parts, we keep an eye on our blood pressure, our diabetes, so forth and so on. We must continue to do the same with regards to our mental health. Be aware of when you are not feeling yourself. Um, Everyone every now and then has a an off day where you just don't feel like being bothered. You just want to be left alone, all that, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you realize that it has been days and sometimes even weeks that you have not interacted with anyone, and not even have you wanted to interact with anyone, then you need to be conscious of that and any other mental health changes that you see. When you hear the term mental health, it does not automatically mean crazy. Um, it means that you need to be aware of how you are doing mentally, and be aware of those in your life that you love and care about, how they're doing mentally. My sister shared some information with me last night about a loved one that I have not heard from in a while, not my choice. And she let out by saying she was being conscious of sharing this information with me because she was concerned about how I would respond if it would make me sad. So, this is an example of being conscious of people that you're involved with, what concerns them, what makes them happy, what makes them sad, what will alter, how they're doing. Be aware of that. So often we hear stories about such and such a person committed suicide or something like that. And then people that claim to know them 100% well say, I had no idea that they were going through anything like that. We must be more conscious of not just our mental health, but those that we love as well. I wanted to conclude this month, or last month, I should say, um, by just sharing that it's okay to be honest and to be open and be transparent about what you've been through, what you've gone through, because what you have been through could very well save somebody else's life. As I've said from the beginning, I've had, I had several people tell me that I should not share my story about mental health diagnoses or mental disorders, um, while there were twice as many people saying to me, thank you so much for your transparency and your honesty, because it has helped me to become a better version of myself. And so I'm here to share my story. It's my story. No one can tell it like I can tell it. If you have any questions, you need somebody just to talk to, hey, Miss Joyce, I love you so much and appreciate that you're always supporting me here in this space. It really means a lot to me, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. But I do want to say I am not a licensed therapist. I don't have any college degrees from anywhere. but I have life experience, and no one can tell my story like I can tell my story. And so if you want to ever have somebody to talk to, you feel like you just can't, you don't have anybody you can open up to, reach out to me, because I totally understand the importance of being able to share. Also, hold on one second. I knew they were going to come while I was on this live. One moment, please. Sorry about that. No problem. It's okay. We're just talking. And I just, again, wanted to say, if you feel depressed, if you feel sad, if you feel whatever, don't be afraid to talk to somebody. Reach out, um, because we don't want to have to say, I didn't know that they were in that state of mind after you're gone. We want to be able to say, we see you, we hear you, we feel you, and we're here for you right now. Always ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness to say, I need help. It is actually a sign of strength to say, something is wrong, something is off. I need some help, I need some assistance. Can you help me? And so this is why I wanted to just drop in and say that this morning. Social media is a place where people often present um, who they think people want them to be versus who they really are. And so what happens is a lot of times um, it builds up and builds up and builds up until you can't keep up the facade anymore. I was dealing this week with some of my own personal things that are going on, but I was informed that a middle school student in my local area committed suicide. And of course, the community was, distraught and upset. Some people were just, unable to even, they said, they didn't know how they were going to get through the day after hearing about that. But first of all, I want to say that one of the many things I've learned about mental health, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, whatever mental illness may be appropriate at that time, that depression is a risk factor for people who give up with regard to committing suicide, but it's not always a factor. You can't just look at a person all the time and say, oh, they're really sad, they may commit suicide. One of the things I've learned as I've done my research and continue to read and study, which helps me on my journey. I know a lot of people, in particular Christians, who say, once you say to God, heal me from this depression or whatever, then you're healed and that's it. I personally don't agree with that. I think your mental health is a lifetime journey, just like your physical health is. And so I do a lot of reading and studying and watching and learning. And one of the things I've learned is that there are people who are vulnerable to always needing to feel that people see them in a positive light, that people think they are going forward, that they're progressing, and so forth and so on. And so these people are also at a high risk for suicide because when they are feeling these things or they're experiencing life events that they think may be too much, they have programmed themselves based on societal expectations that they can't tell anybody that they're feeling it. So they don't look depressed. So you can't look at them and say, oh, I knew she was depressed. But they're battling things that they're not letting people know. And so, what we as a culture and as individuals have to make clear to people is that we want to know when you are hurting. We want to know when you are suffering. We want to know when you're not doing well. We want to know when something has happened that has made you feel like just giving up, or if something has happened that makes you feel like you can't go forward, like you just want to just take a break and not interact with life at all. That doesn't necessarily mean suicide. I have shared with you my story and my experience about being in the emergency room, and the doctor asked me how I was doing, and I said I would like to go to sleep and not wake up. In my mind, I was saying that there's so much going on in my life right now, I just need a break. What he heard as a medical professional was that I wanted to kill myself. That's how I ended up in the mental health unit. And it was there where I started my healing journey, because it was there where I was forced to acknowledge some things that were going on in my life, that had been going on in my life since childhood, that I had not talked about. And so some of us are in situations now where we're being forced to deal with life. We've been programmed inside the church and outside the church to speak life, to call things that are not as though they are, to speak it till you see it, and all of these things are wonderful because we have faith that things are going to get better. But in the meantime, we need to be realistic about where we are. Yes, I do anticipate that I'm going to have a successful life, that I'm going to write the books that I want to write, that I'm going to um, live a life that's not constantly full of physical pain. But in the meantime, right here, right now, I'm struggling to finish these books. I'm in pain every day, all day. Pain level um, changes, but I'm constantly in pain. That's my reality. So to not say that that is my reality does not negate the fact that that is my right reality. If you are struggling and you are suffering, um, and you are going through some things, to say that you're going through those things does not mean that you are less of a person, that you have less hope in your future. It simply means that you are dealing with where you are right now, excuse me, in order to prepare you for where you're going. So we need to check in with people. Every now and then I get an email or I get a text on my phone from somebody that just says, "Hey, I'm just checking on you. You okay? You need anything?" They don't also necessarily mean, do I need money? Sometimes they'll just say, "You all right? You need to talk." I have some people that just will hit me up and say, "Girl, I heard this funny story today," because they know, they sensed, they discerned that I was feeling down. So they call me to make me laugh. We have to we have to be aware of what's going on with ourselves and with other people. When I heard about the young person that committed suicide this week, I was thinking about something I read that says that suicide rates among adolescents has doubled in the last 10 years. And it's easy for people to sit back and say, I don't know why somebody at 8 or 10 or 12 would even have enough going on in their life to want to commit suicide. You're right, you don't know. You don't understand. Every person's journey is different. There are children that at the age of 8 who have been through more trauma than some people at 50 and 60 years old have been through. So no, you don't know. And the last thing that they need is judgment and self-righteous rhetoric. We have to be there for our children. We have to be there for our young people. We have to be there for our elderly who are often left alone and abandoned. Um, because one of the worst feelings in the world at any age is to feel forgotten and unloved. Um, and so I just wanted to stop in, and to share that. I wanted to do it yesterday on the last day of the Mental Health Awareness Month, but I just was not able to do it yesterday. So I wanted to do it today, um, and get it done before the maintenance people come back, making a noise. But I just want you guys to be happy, be hopeful, be at peace, accept the fact that life happens, tragedies happens, we lose loved ones, we lose jobs, we have financial challenges, but we're still here and we can still make change. All right. I love you, and I appreciate those of you who support the Let's Talk Destiny talk show. Again, we'd like to remind you that if you would like to give a donation financially to help us, that would be fantastic. Um, this format is not free. I do pay StreamYard every month to come to you and share, because I'm trying to give you a better experience. As we all know, I am technologically illiterate, so I'm sure there's a lot more things that I could be doing to make the program even better that I don't know how. But either way, they want their money every month regardless. So again, I'm looking for sponsors. Um, on a monthly basis. If you have a personal brand or business, and you'd like to sponsor the program, just reach out to me, let me know, and we can make that happen. Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Joyce. It took me years to get to this place where I can be transparent and honest about some things, um, because I've learned that my healing occurs as I'm real about who I am and what's going on in my life. So, again, I want you to have a great day. Have a great day. Be at peace. Never fails, does it? So, I'm going to have to go and get this call. But again, I thank you all so much for your support. And I said, as you go through this day, that you would keep me lifted in prayer as well. And I will be doing the same for you. All right. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.